with it right. Here with who I started with me, something like a Spartan. It's going hard regardless. I'm from the 826 plus 5. Mo bitches, 8 Central Coast mob and suicide. Ellie's arsonist. I step in the booth and gas. I gotta keep it lit. Engineer all my music. I work hard at this.
That's right, and we're back. We're live on Chicano Tube, live on Chicano Street. Beautiful linda raza, man. Do me a favor, man. Just hit that like button. I know it's Sábado Sensacional. It's Saturday. You're probably at the carne asada. You're kicking back, barbecuing. You're doing your thing. Do me a favor, man. Just hit that pinchy like button. It don't cost nothing. There's no Zelle. There's no Venmo. There's none of that shit, man. Today, this whole weekend, I just had to heal up because I did 2 consecutive back-to-back healing sessions. Ink sessions at Exclusive Ink. And so ahorita it's just time to heal up, man. As you can see, it's I'm still all bright red como un pinche tomate, man. But real quick, before we start off, just a reminder to everyone that's tuning in that has been waiting for the raza to put on an event. It's happening September 13th. It's happening in Upland, California. Anyone that wants to either participate needs to be a content creator. If you're not a content creator, and you just want to spectate and see, okay, well, get a hold of me, cabrones. All you gotta do is just bring something, man. Bring something. But I'm chilling, I'm maxing, I'm relaxing. We're gonna cover a couple things, shoot the shit a little bit here. I did the similar topic yesterday, but I was at Exclusive Ink. And they had music in the background, and so your boy can't I can't put that up on YouTube. It's copyrighted as hell. So we're gonna chill, we'll go chop it up a little bit about this because they actually already came out with an announcement, not even 48 to 72 hours. This is quick, cabrones. This is super quick. Not even 48 to 72 hours after they announced this sign-on bonus, college forgiveness of debt. Not even 72 hours later, you're not gonna believe how many applications they got. It's crazy. That's just the economy where it's at right now. So, it's bad. It's a job seekers market. 80,000 80,000 applications they've already received, right? And I'm talking about immigration. They've already received. That's un chingo. That's a landslide of applications. So we'll talk about that. I also wanted to talk about I forgot what else it was. Let me see. Perdón. The hell? All right. Ooh, man. We'll talk about Angel Villar también. They want to give him six years. That came across my feed. There's another peace treaty that just happened between 2 countries that 35 years have been going to absolute guerra, and a couple other things, man. We're gonna jump around, man. But how's your Saturday going, man? Hit that like, man. Do me a favor, just hit that like, man. I appreciate you, Death Rose in the Casa. That's right, my boy. I just finished up a little photo shoot. Just for the boxing, the open sparring. I just did it right before I jumped on live way. And of course, the flag, and I have all the flags, right? I have the American flag by itself. I have the Mexican, of course, I have the Mexican flag. You already know that, cabrón. I have the Mexican flag by itself, but you know which flag I picked up for the photo shoot? You already know, my boy. You already know. It's going to be the Chicano flag, man. People jump in the comment section on both sides, right? On both sides, because just remember what Selena's dad said, right? We ain't Mexican enough for these cabrones. We're not American enough for these cabrones. What we going to do? We're going to stack our bread. That's what we're going to do. So anyways, it was a Chicano flag way. So I got at least 20 right now, 20, 30 shots, different poses. Not all of them had the Chicano flag. Some of them were just solo poses and stuff like that, man. But I'm taking the whole weekend off way because we got to heal up, man. We got to heal up. Anyways, we're going to talk about that. We'll talk about ICE, recruitment efforts as just fuck, man. Just it goes to show you how bad people, there's how many people are looking for work still. I'm talking about we came out of an economy that had us bleeding. We're almost for the first time in U.S. history about to hit 10% inflation. No one wants to talk about that, right? No, they're going to deport my tío. I get it, man. I get it. Anyways, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about American Cholo. He's having a good old time. I think I'm gonna do a little AI image with American Cholo and then the Maniaco. Um, to see if a little AI image to see if that little fade will happen on September 13th. I don't know. I jumped on his live the other night and he's like, man, if you can make that happen, I'll pull up. I think he really want to knock old boy's block off pretty clean. I think he wants to knock the block off pretty clean, man. If he was so tight with old boy that when he got the ass whooping, why didn't he go and catch a fade for him? I'm just saying. That's right, my boy. Jennifer, what's up, Mikey? Much love and respect. I'm good, my boy. I'm healing up right now. Where I did 16 hours. I did 16 hours sitting on that chair right there. I had to go to the grocery store right now. I had my son get down, man. I was like, look, here's some feria. I'm gonna text you everything. I can't go, man. I'm going through it right now. Not all that bad, but you know what I mean. You see me go live, right? I was going live. The dude was just blasting all over the place. I'm just happy really about closure. And this is not for everyone, because it's not for everyone, man. Other people are at different places in their life or have different creencias que nosotros. But here, I'm not gonna be on the fence about mentoring these youngsters, man. I'm not. They got tablets in the juvenile hall, they got tablets in the camp. I'm not gonna be 1 foot, I'm a tough guy. Oh, well, I'm here to talk to you youngsters, but I'm still from a hood. None of that bullshit. You're gonna confuse the shit about the youngsters. You know what I mean? It's like, should I listen to this dude? Or is this dude just an overgrown kid, man? No, that's what I'm not. You know what I mean? Chicano too, Spencer. That's right, my boy. I appreciate you, Death Row. Light them up, way. Strap them up, way. Don't put the sponge on their head, way. Let it fucking be dry, and then that way it could just, you know what I mean? Sas, ride the lightning and shit. Some dude was walking by the ink shop. Oh, he was in the ink shop yesterday, un gabacho, right? He had an American hat. I kid you not. This dude had like a cowboy hat, but it was American colors. He had like American red, white, and blue jewelry on. This dude was he was a vibe. Okay, let's just say he was a vibe, right? And he was saying something about the eagle. He goes, "Ooh, the eagle's gonna fly." He was making some shit about fly like an eagle. It's pichi gabacho. We'll talk about all of it, man. Enrique Ledesma, that's Kike de Escondido, right? That's the IG handle, my boy. I know all my day oneers, man. I appreciate you, man. Hey, wait, you kind of look like West Coast Graffiti, way. I ain't gonna lie. You kind of look like West Coast Graffiti, way. I ain't gonna lie, man. A little bit, but I'm gonna read your comment right now, my boy. Where do people draw the line between morality versus necessity, man? That's a good one. Morality. So are you talking about ICE, right? ICE. So ICE, law enforcement, police, sheriffs, probation, parole, these Homeland Security, Department of Defense, these are all agencies that are meant to do one thing, bro. Just one thing only, bro. And I hope this makes sense. I know it's gonna make sense to all my day oneers. To uphold the law, bro. To uphold the law. Now, you don't think, bro, you don't think that they could have stayed quiet like the last 4 years? No one's fucking saying shit. I wasn't saying shit neither. I was just like, because I didn't give a shit, and I don't either now. But what I'm saying, it's not a hill I'm gonna die on, bro. I'm not an immigration advocate, bro. I'm not just I didn't sign up for that, bro. I signed up to keep it real, man. And not switch up. I haven't switched up since day one, man. I'm still on here, day number one. So it's morally wrong, you're saying, to snatch them up. Well, I don't like the way they're snatching them up in court, bro. I mean, those are people that are trying to make it work. They're showing up in court. They're showing effort. They're doing what they have to do, and I'm not with that, bro. Just because you voted for a motherfucker doesn't mean you have to like everything, right? Because a lot of people were fucking wanting Kamala to get in, bro. But when I call them on the carpet and be like, okay, so you're okay with boys and girls bathrooms, all of a sudden se miran todos tarantados and they don't know what to do. So we can go down that road, bro. But what I'm saying is that you're talking about the Penske truck raid. That was a trip, man. That was a trip. They went and they're making little memes about it, the Trojan horse and all that stuff. Trucha, man. I don't think it's nothing new, bro, that they do Home Depot raids. But again, the amplification of what's going on with immigration is to tug at your heartstring, bro. My heartstring, bro. Fuck that, fuck that. I kid you not, man. You got people catching cases, bro. Catching cases, man. How come they didn't do that, when parole was trying to lock up somebody? How come they didn't do that with PD was trying to SWAT team somebody? How come they didn't do that with sheriffs? Just because they have a vest and it says ICE, now you want to start throwing rocks? Let's see how that works out for you, man. Let's see how that works out for you. I mean, I'm just saying. Just like the youngster, what's his name? Junior. That didn't work out for that youngster, man. First of all, a lot of people were saying karma for wearing Dickies and Ben Davis and being rainbow and trying to cosplay like a cholo and all that. Look, I don't know, man. To be honest, I don't even know if karma's real, bro. It's like some shit floating in the air, bro. Like, what's karma? You know what I mean? It just floats in the air. I do believe in reap what you sow. That is biblical. Morality is for the privileged. I'm blessed. Yeah, you are, my boy. I guarantee you are blessed, my boy. You're blessed, man. Let's see what's up, man. Shout out to Mikey, all the family. That's right. That's right. Everybody, man. Healthy eating, peaceful day. It is beautiful day. It's about 80 degrees, bro. Even here where I'm at, it's about 80 degrees, man. The field workers right now, they're working in the heat. This ain't even no heat. Imagine the field workers in the Central Valley, bro. In the Central Valley, it's hotter for one, but I gotta keep it a buck. I gotta keep it a buck. In the Central Valley, piscan parados. So they're on their feet all day. So what the pressure comes in on the kneecaps here in Monterey County with the field workers, they're hunched over all day. They're bent over all day. So that's where you have more back issues, But my respects over to both of them. I house about 1,000 farm working families in Salinas. I'm not saying that to brag. I'm not saying that to boast. Just sometimes motherfuckers come on the internet. You don't do shit for the raza. You don't do it. I house about 1,000 farm working families in affordable income properties that I have dubbed as tax status, as tax credit, because I need help on my taxes. I reduce that shit. Your tattoo looks nice, bro. Again, Johnny Solori, I appreciate you, cabron. I'm not doing what is it called? It's not like, oh, look at the Niner or look at the Dodgers badge and oh, let me stick my arm out of the car and all that. Maybe that's what it was as a teenager, bro. Let's not act like overgrown kids, almost fucking 50 years old on the internet and want to be tough and show off tattoos. And I just felt like I didn't want to instigate, antagonize anyone if I go anywhere, knowing most of my tattoos were political tattoos. So it was a must to just start blasting them. And I made it a goal to this year be done with it. So I just did 2 8-hour sessions, 16 hours the last 2 days. I'm kind of going through it, man. But here we got the general of the YouTube Yarda. Did I pin that or didn't I pin? Show on stage. Okay. Here, right here, I want to I got to stop. Always pause, stop the show, man. Because this is my favorite channel on the internet. As far as entertainment goes, you posted dropouts, levas, and all that. Personally, me, I've already backed up from all those cabrones way because it's like you see how much shit I got, chemo, how much shit. But you're like Sid Justice. You just fucking laying down the fucking justice on them, calling them out, just like Triple OG would do. He would call them out on their bullshit. They're misleading the youngsters, absolutely. They're romanticizing the calles, the fucking gang life, absolutely. You know who got it right, man? Here's a good movie a lot of people don't talk about. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson started the neighborhood. He started the sect. He set the rules. He set the guidelines because he started the neighborhood. And in the end, he realized he abandoned his family for the neighborhood. He abandoned his family for his son. So, that's the right way to do it. It's just maturity comes in a little bit later, but Chemo's Flicks goes after these cabrones on the internet, man. Death throws in the casa. That's right. My boy, I appreciate you, man. Give me a second, Ante. I'm still gonna read some comments, you know. Death Row with aliens. Orale. You know who I miss? I miss Eddie Bravo. Because Eddie Bravo would do good shows with Joe Rogan and they would get into aliens and all that shit. You know what I mean? Even Flat Earth, like fucking Maniaco Minds. He won't pull up the open sparring, man. That dude has had the worst year of any fucking buddy on the internet. The worst year. First, you find out he got his ass jumped and removed in the county. Well, no, actually, first you find out he slept with a child and got a 16-year-old pregnant. Then you find out he got his ass jumped and in the county, which is something that you don't ever forget. So I still don't kind of get acting cool on the internet and kind of brushing that shit to the side because those are things that you can't change. They're irrefutable. George, music for all seasons. That's right. I appreciate you. Really like your approach. And now look, George, I appreciate that comment, man. No gracias. On some grown man shit. I have a lot of regrets. I'm not perfect, but my story is gonna help. It helps a lot of youngsters. It wouldn't help youngsters if I was over here acting like a tough guy and I'm bad and all that. I hate when I get calls and it was another homicide. We just had another one in the hood like 4 or 5 days ago. Okay, a 39-year-old, 3 fled the scene, Cesar Chavez Park, right in the heart of the neighborhood. I'm not saying it's going away everywhere. The gangs will never stop. But we just got to use common sense, man. You know what I mean? When people start talking about ICE and stolen land and all this other stuff, they hate me. They don't want to hear what I got to say because what I got to say comes from a place of common sense. That's it. Give me a second. Up I look more like the vato now that I've grown my grain. Hey, he just pulled off the internet altogether, man. Shout out to West Coast Graffiti. He went live at the protest. Some people are calling them riots. They're not even calling them protests. Some people are saying, well, shit's burning everywhere. It's not a protest. Yeah. That's true. Hey, we're gonna go protest. Hey, this fucking thing looks like the movie 2012. Is this a protest? That's exactly what I said when I jumped on the internet. I forgot who it was. George Music for All Seasons. I did a short and it went viral. Hold on a second. Give me a second. And it was about that, the Cholo culture and the Chicano culture, people have merged them together, but only because a lot of Chicanos are Cholos. But that's not the original Chicano movement, bro. And I said that, and a lot of people got their panties all up in a bunch because, again, to each his own. You want to be 50 years old, wear Charlie Browns, and hey, do it. Be proud about it, right? It's just it's a cycle, unfortunately. And our children are just absorbing everything, especially in those little years, man, where they're so fucking young, man. You put a little Charlie Brown and a hairnet on a kid, I mean, you're just inviting him in the system. But some other people think the gavachos are pulling them in the system. I'm like, the gavachos never did shit to me, man. Everything I did to myself. The gavachos, they never did anything to me. Well, I mean, I've gone calentadas with the nightstick, and back then there was no cameras. They did the Menace to Society shit on us a couple times, but so what? You know what I mean? Make an issue out of it. Definitely not gonna call a lawyer or do what they do on YouTube. YouTube rats. They're striking people like Chemo. They just struck him the other week, and I'm like, bro, that dude has had the worst year. I feel sad for that dude. And when I hear that people got murked, like at the Santa Fe Spring Swap Meet in the parking lot, I'm thinking it's old boy catching his fucking street karma. I'm hoping not, but the way he comes off on the internet, it's funny, man. It's funny. If you haven't watched the new season of South Park, I'll hit the nail on the head. Okay. I appreciate you. Yeah, my honesty, bro. It's because every time my heart beats way, it's getting closer to the grave, cabron. I mean, I just gotta keep it a buck, right? So it's like, why waste time on foolishness? Why do indirect talk? Shoot me straight, man. Talk A to B. Don't dilly dally. And it's easy to read these cabrones, right? It's easy. You could read a book. You're probably a good book, Kike Escondido, a good judge of character, way. You see a guy, depending how he talks to you. Like, say if you didn't see all this fucking I'm blasted up or whatever, right? They're all cover-ups anyways, isn't it? This is all everything that got blasted is covering some old shit up, right? Now I got art on me. If you didn't see this, but my conversation, you would sense who I am, right? What kind of energy I'm giving. Bro, that's how I am all the time, 24/7, 365. But they did an episode, South Park, and they showed Ice Barbie. Okay. I don't know. People are saying, fucking Mikey, they're all NAZIs, right? NA, I don't want to say it porque tú ya sabes, they'll knock the stream down, but they're all NAZIs. And I'm like, well, that they're all blonde hair, blue eyed, that they're all more attractive than the previous administration. You could hate that if you want. I don't give a shit about it. But that they're calling, why are they calling them Barbies then? They're calling them Barbies. The media, they're calling them Barbies. Why are they calling them Barbies? Why do they give them these names? So, anyways, the Ice Barbie, she didn't like that they blasted her on South Park. But South Park, bro, that show's been around for like 25 years. That show's gonna blast everyone, bro. They're gonna blast the president. They're gonna blast everyone. Everyone. No one's off limits, right? It's petty shit. I mean, it's kind of like responding to a troll, every once in a while I'll comment back, to the trolls. But who got the time, man? I don't got the time. So back in the comments. But anyways, as far as Ice Barbie, I mean, well, yeah, because remember in the last administration, all they had were chirujos. LA fired Chirujo. This one, Chirujo. There were like 4 or 5 in the highest positions. And again, it was the DEI stuff, which some people will argue, oh, that's a good thing, Mikey. No, we need to keep the DEI. I don't know. I just want to make sure that if it's my business, that is merit based. That means what's on paper gets you in the door to interview with me. Now, when we have a conversation, I'm going to gauge where you're at in the business and how much experience you have, and I'm going to know. It's so it makes you a list candidate. The people that are being caught at the courthouse are people who got denied asylum. So, oh shit, is that true, bro? Boy Aguilar he's dropping facts. He says the people that are being caught at the courthouse are people who denied asylum, so they picked them up right away. So that's like getting remanded. So you're saying that it's a court action that maybe not coming out on the news, right? They're not coming on the news, but it's a court action that it's kind of like they revoke your probation. You're going into custody or parole, right? Well, with parole, you'd have to go to Morrissey. And that was a whole nother trip. Morrissey was another trip, man. Like, we're very simple because undocumented are not criminals. Terrible comparison. Hey, I respect what you said, cabron. Don't think I don't respect what you said, wait. Okay. And I'm not saying I'm some kind of fucking immigration lawyer, neither. I'm not saying I know all the penal codes or neither am I an advocate for anything for immigration or that I've ever even 1 minute in my life stepped on a fucking concrete or, rubber meets the road, advocating, protesting for immigration, bro. It's I haven't done it, probably won't do it, to be honest with you. But every time I got my ass caught up, I mean, I did the shit. People that do come over here from any country, bro, see what they're doing is they're making you be like, fuck him because he's against Mexicans. That's where they're tugging on your heartstring, bro. Am I wrong? They're doing this only, how come they're not doing this to the Africanos, making them feel fucked up for immigration? How come they're not doing that to the Chinos, making them feel fucked up for immigration? How come they're not doing that to the Hindus and the Indians, making them feel fucked up for immigration? How come they're tugging at the heartstrings of the Mexicans and the Mexican country? Why? We're more emotional than that. Fuck that. We're going to have a pisto and throw chingazos. You know what I mean? We're going to turn that little jaripeo with dust on the ground. We're going to kick some fucking dust up right there, That's why they're doing that to us, bro. They're dividing us. They got us falling right into their plan, man. We can't even think with common sense no more. We'll never get close enough to having the power to even make a change because here we are pulling out pieces and going at each other's throats, bro. We're our own worst enemies, 100%. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna have a white claw today, man. 16 hours. You see the shoulders all todo rojos. In the back, I'm like, chingado, pinche mumbles. You're putting Angel wings on me? Okay, wait. Don't put angel wings on me. Civil offense is not. Oh, I see what you're. So you're talking about the gauging it, right? A misdemeanor and a felony, right? Or a misdemeanor and a felony. Well, actually, I heard someone else say federal. That there is a third category from misdemeanor felony, which is state level, and there's a federal level also. That I don't know if they federally get you or blanket you or put a cover on you, that takes you out of the state system. It might supersede it, bro. I don't know. I'm thinking out loud of how the systems would make sense. I'm not a fucking immigration expert. Um, but yeah, I mean, I would get caught with the misdemeanor. If they were cool, like back in the 90s, they were cool. They would tell you, what do you want? You want the insurance ticket or tow your car? That's what they tell. I kid you not, they used to tell me that. And I'm like, tow the car because I'll go get it for 250, 300 the most. So give it a G. ¿Cómo estamos? That's right, Mr. Indio. I appreciate you, my boy. Good, man. Good. 16 hours. I was with Mums over there, exclusive ink way. So today I was drinking a White Claw. I hadn't had a claw like in maybe a month. Maybe a month, man. I don't even drink that much no more way. The next day, after I have like 2-3 beers, the next day, my appetite is gone. My stomach is washing like a washing machine, bro. And I'm only 44, bro. And I don't have no appetite till like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. That's not normal, bro. That's my body rejecting the pisto. So, shit. I'll do a modelo every once in a while. Like on Oompa's birthday live, we're gonna get it popping. That's right, Oliver Stones. Is that who wrote it? Just the name rings a bell, obviously. Pinche nombre. If your last name is Stone, they're gonna remember your name. South Central is on the list of movies that don't get enough credit. I'm just saying, I actually heard Prime say that on All Facts because Prime he pushes that a lot, right? South Central, South Central. Even though Negra from Indicted TV. Oh man, that was a good one. I remember when Negra from Indicted TV shot shots at Prime and said, "Don't forget, you're just walking around a little resident fool." Oh man, you know what I mean? And then Icon, because a lot of people talk shit, but like, esta tiene más huevos que tú, way, right? They tell him in the comment section, esta tiene más huevos que tú. And then he'll come out with something, well, you don't think she would have chose me if, you know? Oh, the internet's a trip. Internet's a trip, man. The Zoot Suiters, that's right, my boy. I appreciate it, man. Another piece of history, right? That was after they snatched them all up and put them on the trainway. Remember, the Operation Wetback was before that. And they grabbed them on the trains and the boom sauce. And I know people, they talk about that. They talk about they doused us in gasoline. They hung us. And I mean, let's keep it a buck, man. We didn't get it as bad as Africanos. I'm not dismissing anything. I'm not saying right is right. I'm saying the 1700s weren't the same. The 1800s weren't the same. The 1900, we lived in the 1900s, most of us. Cálmalo. I'm just saying the Africanos, you have to admit, they would see the Africanos and I les soltaban los perros, man. That's some fun, crazy shit. You know what I mean? I seen the movie on the first session we did starting on Thursday, the ink session. We saw Django. I never seen the movie Django. That's a good movie, man. I didn't know it was based on all that. DiCaprio came out in it. It was good, man. Chipotle says Zelensky could be your twin. People tell me, oh, I look Middle Eastern, I look Italian, I look, Middle Eastern or some shit like that, And I tell them, I'm just, my bloodline, Cualcoman way, Michoacan way. Don't get that twisted. And then Jalisco, I have Jalisco in my blood too, And I got the paperwork. Don't trip. Because we already know old boy was hiding a fact. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's some people were saying that in the comments. I respect it, man. When it's not that he got exposed because he was hiding his race the whole time because that would disqualify him from saying shit. Again, you could talk about what you want, man. You could be a negrito and fucking love Hinduism. You could be a Mexican and love something that's not traditionally Mexican. It doesn't matter, right? Like, you do you. I'm not saying that. But traditionally, you know how it is. Mikey, you look tired, carnal. Bro, I did. I grinded. I grinded half a day and then jumped on a chair for 8 hours, bro. It's not that I didn't grind those 2 days. I was on the grind, man. And then I just got out as soon as I could and then sat on the chair and then 8 hours and did the same thing. Cause there's always trabajo way. Right now, a lot of people are cashing out because a lot of people are anticipating the market will take a dip on your property. So I got people from Texas calling me, telling me sell my rentals. I just all over the place. They're selling their rentals because they're like, you know what? If it is gonna drop when the new Fed is up next May, people are making the moves now. They're not waiting. So it's like some little information that's coming down saying, hey, not in about for another 7-8 months, we might see a dip, man. The economy might straighten out once that new Fed guy just gets out of office, because that's crazy, man. They're playing with our livelihood in politics. That's why I'm not into it. You want me to be all into politics? I'm telling you, go AC's channel, and I'm telling you, he'll have it from minute number one. They'll start shooting missiles and shit. And I don't want to act like I'm all fucking knowing and I'm all political and I miss this. I've told you I've been open about what I do now for since 2008. I haven't skipped a step. Only thing I added was I jumped on social media, but I jumped on it way late, like right before COVID. People already had smartphones when I was still old school with the flip phone. People still had smartphones already, and I was still old school. That's my pinchy mom. He went over the shoulders way. Saludos, I'm having a modelo. Hey, life is short, carnal. I ain't gonna say that. The Chicano makes me say that way. Life is short. I'm not saying don't drink a pisto way. For me, I'm hoping those years I drank a lot way, will flush out by since I started boxing, like in 2012 when I did amateur 10 years and just paused. Um, that'll just flush out, bro. I need to do a colon cleanse. A partner of mine did a 3-day colon cleanse, bro. It was all lemon peels and either vinegar or some kind of oil. It was a hardcore cleanse, bro, but it has a lot of benefits, man. So me and the wifey, bro, we're health nuts. Big time. And that ain't the pharmaceuticals, it ain't what they sell. It's not the cheap shit. It's the expensive shit, bro. My protein is the amino power meal by Gary Brecka, bro. I'm paying like $100 for a little Ziploc pouch, bro. It's like other motherfuckers will be like, shit, we can get at least two at GNC or maybe 3 at like a grocery store. Yeah, but that's full of like 60% processed junk, garbage, bro. Filler shit, preservatives, bro. Filler shit, artificials, sitting on the shelf. So, you know, what do you think about AC's videos? I'm not even trying to say that word, bro. The fucking trolls come after me and shit, la chingada. You already know they're just like, and it's all in the internet. I understand that. And everyone understands it, right? Um, nothing has to come off the internet, man. Just be calmados with it. Let's act our age, not our shoe size. Well, these pendejos, that just come off as kids, I mean, that's on them. You know what I mean? They're never going to be taken seriously anyways. Never. They're going to stay in a room full of clowns because they act like clowns, It just is what it is, right? But what do I think about it? I think he's having a fucking year. Okay? He's just letting loose and shit, Most of his ops are gone, right? The tattoo artist, he's done. Once he stuck his shit in a 16-year-old girl, and everyone that all the sympathizers said, well, let me hear him out. Let me hear him out. And then from what I know, I don't know, bro. I only remember things being one way, carnal. Only one way. And right, things could have changed. And I don't know because I've been out of the loop. I've been disconnected. I've been on my tip right now for a long time, bro. My tip where I'm at right now. Unless things have changed, bro. Getting packed out like that, the way I heard he got packed out, you can't come back from that. Unless, I don't know, man. Maybe things have changed, bro. Bad for the people. You know what it is? I said this a long time ago. There's no way you're gonna tell us make a story. 98% of it is you're making it sound like this is a heroic, noble action that took place. Let's just say that. And then in the end, well, I hope a couple youngsters heard the video and hit that like, that's crazy. I called that out since day one. I said, no, man, that's because I go to the juvenile hall, bro. I go to the youth center, bro. They have tablets. You know what I mean? They watch that shit. Most of them have unsubscribed because they don't even, when they see that word dropout, they don't even fucking subscribe to it, bro. No, they don't, bro. Not in Salinas. I can only speak from what I know. The youngsters over here, if they see the word dropout on a video, unsubscribe. They don't fuck with that, dude. Over here in Salas, the youngsters, they're never gonna do hood vlogs. They know what the real is on those hood vlogs. That's all evidence. That's all it is. The youngsters know that. I'm like, hey, how come you haven't done no hood vlogs? Fuck that. We ain't doing no hood vlogs. You think we're trying to give intelligence and shit? They trip out on the internet too, man. So they know who these internet fucking guys are, It's pretty easy to spot them. They're for the net. Damn, America Primero. I want to highlight that comment because I want to give you some shine, my boy. I wouldn't separate a family for $1 million. Chinga what is it called? Tu MAGA. Chinga tu MAGA instead of madre, right? Chinga tu MAGA. I get it, bro. I get it. And, if you got a family that's te van a descalificar, you don't want to be descalificado tampoco. You know how it is growing up in Mexican families, bro. They'll talk shit about you, man. They'll talk shit about you. Don't get fucking blacklisted out of the pachangas. You know what I mean? I get it, bro. But in my family, I have cousins that are not only officers, sheriffs, but also border patrol. Now, I can say I don't have anyone that's in ICE, not that I know of, that works for immigration. ICE is just, again, the Instagram fucking with the little ice cube. Que, trucha, watch out, ICE. And it's been around since born in East LA, man. When the dude hit in the piñata. That's ICE. All right, 1980s. But anyways, so we wouldn't even trip, bro. Well, you know what we would do, bro? Grab a modelo, way. Open the ice chest, stop BSing. You're putting too much on it. You want to kill the party, bring politics to it. It's the biggest buzz killer. Don't do that at the pachanga, way. Okay. You're gonna lightweight be a lame. Lightweight. Just hear what I'm saying. Lightweight. I didn't say full lame. Okay, fool's gone wild. I didn't say full lame. I said you're lightweight gonna be a lame if you bring up politics at a fucking kickback, bro. But maybe that's just over here in Salas. I don't know, man. All right. Yeah, that's what they called it. It's crazy, but the gabachos, come on, bro. They were throwing the N-word around así como nada, ER, like Hulk Hogan said. Someone sent me the video and I'm like, look, I'm not going to play the Hulk Hogan video. I asked Oompa, what do you think, bro? Is it like a permanent legacy killer? When they find out you talk like you're from fucking down south, have a fucking bag over your head with 2 holes cut out with some crazy shit, But what are you going to do, man? You know what I mean? We didn't get it as bad as the Negros, that's for sure, but they called it that. They're like, let's get him out of here. And then don't forget they doused with gas and all that shit. That's what I forgot what's his name is brought up one time on the channel. I forgot his name. I forgot your 1% black. Someone up the lineage did a late night creep. I don't know, bro. I don't know. But you know what? I respect that because it came from science teacher way. Science teacher, bro, he's a biologist, right? That's the license that he has. The license on his wall says biologist, biology, right? So he said, send me your DNA. I'm going to tell you who you are. Now, obviously, he means bloodline. DNA. That's what he's talking about. I have to say that it's fucked up that I have to say that because we're just in a new age right now where it's like inclusiveness and all this other bullshit. That it's like we live in a country where they respect you. They're gonna respect your decision. It's freedom of speech. You live in a country where this country don't give a shit who you go to bed with. But what they do give a shit about is if a small group, like let's say less than 7%, right, wants to dictate the whole country 100%. Well, where's the freedom of thought? Where's the freedom to be individual? Where's the freedom to voice your voice? So, anyways, let's not get into that. Central Cal's laughing, boy. That's crazy, man. I'm behind in the comments. My bad, cabrón. Alligator bait. I forget. Oh, it's crazy, man. Oh, you're talking about what? Or you're not talking about what 44 Vato did, right? When he's talking about they're taking the biggest gators to alligator Alcatraz so it could chew on the raza. You're not talking about that? Wow. And he played it off real smooth. 44 Vato was talking about on NBC News, Channel 8, and they're saying it, and what they're saying is true. And he's still making another story about it. He's just milking it, like he should. He's a media guy. Don't get it twisted. Just understand who's about business, all right? Okay. That's right. Thank God. I keep myself away from that, bro. I mean, it's a regret, bro. I got to keep it honest, man. If you could be honest as a man, and even here on the internet where it's public, you learn. You should teach people, hey, don't learn from my pinchy mistakes, right? And one of them is just fucking tying yourself with anyone. And not just that. I mean, the last thing I want to do is add anyone on a thumbnail or add anyone to nothing. And again, I can't cast stones. I can't cast stones. I won't cast stones. But now I'm like, I can't touch it with a 10-foot pole, bro, a 100-mile pole, bro. I just can't, you know. What does that mean? I wouldn't do business? No, that doesn't mean I would not do business, bro. Business is business. That's exactly what it is, you know. We have agreements in place. We could do business. If it was something that people wanted, right? But other than that, I'm not saying I'm on some horse or I'm better than. I learned a lesson way. Like, fuck, man. I got a lot of fucking flack from dealing with some people and shit. It's the truth. And in the comments, you can fucking just read the comments. I'm not saying videos aren't entertaining as hell. Videos are entertaining as hell, man. Sorry, content, bro. You're pushing nothing but the truth. They're just pushing me. At the end of the day, bro, I say this. Hey, we won. We came on this Chicano thing already coming up on 3 years that there was no presence on YouTube, you know. And I'm not saying I'm this the brown advocate, the most brownest dude or whatever, even though I do think I'm more Mexican than over 90% of the people. I mean, you know, I'm dual citizen. Okay. I spend about a third of my year also over there. I've already been to the across that border 4 or 5 times, and we're just in August. So I spend my time, investments, all this other stuff. But it's funny because the trolls, they're gonna say what they're gonna say regardless, right? And I have a Mexican birth certificate. So fruits, vegetables, fresh metals. That's right, Death Bro. I appreciate you, cabrón. You're gonna make me hungry. Wait, no, my daughter. I went to the grocery store before I jumped in this live. She's cooking steak bites and macaroni and cheese right now, and she makes it from scratch, man. No, she can cook, man. My daughter. Ask James, what do you think about a man of God? Man of God, but having a beer, speaking for myself, brings a little guilt. That's the thing. You just said it in the end, bro. I'm glad you said the end of that comment because the end of that comment tells it all, cabron. It's your conviction. Wait, it's based on your conviction. Your conviction is something no one else can give you. Wait, I know you could read it, you could process it how you want, think about it. It goes through your heart, it goes through your head. However, but at the end of the day, you have your convictions, and no one is gonna instill that in you. It's gonna just be in you, bro. So that line you don't cross. As long as you don't cross that line, you're good. You know what I mean? As far as being with God, I mean, man, he's so merciful, bro, and we shouldn't try his mercy. We should never test his mercy. We should never try his mercy. But he's good. That's why they say God is good all the time. And I also say, and we are bad all the time. He's good, we're bad. What's new? You know what I mean? But as far as conviction goes, oh, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. You know what I mean? I'm not perfect, but I absolutely, when I go to juvenile halls and all that, believe it or not, we end up praying. We end up praying at the end of the service. But, that's just me. He says, Yahweh, yeah. Where did I see you comment, Way? I saw your comment because I saw your avatar on another channel, Way. Pinchy MTP 408. I forgot which one it was. Was it Food Community on their IG? I thought I saw you somewhere. He says, time to get drunk. No, but you know what? I did 16 hours, bro, at over there with Mums at Exclusive Ink, Way. He was going over the shoulders and he was going all he was putting the cut on the bird. And I feel better about it now. I feel like a whole nother chapter just you know what I mean? Just flipped over. Where it's like now I don't have to have people boom looking. It's awkward, bro. I mean, imagine being on a boat. Everyone has their shirt off. You know you're in shape. I'm in shape. And I wasn't even peeling my shirt. I'm the only pendejo with a long sleeve, man, on a boat. Well, that's not gonna happen no more, man. Because at least now I have art, right? Art. You know. And it took it was just 5 sessions with Mums. And I want to say I was already 5 sessions in, you know, to it before I hooked up. And I went with Mom from Exclusive Ink because I just wanted the best, to be honest. I wanted the best in the city. And because it's gonna be, he specializes, like he says, in realism. Realism. I like when he said that. They're building a Dade County trash incinerator away from the AA. Oh shit. County trash incinerator away. You made me think of what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like the mafia? Okay, wait. When they get bodies and they say the mafia, they used to throw them in incinerators, way. Like, remember that camp, that torture camp they found in Mexico? Bro, they found like 300 pairs of shoes, bro. 300 pairs of shoes in a torture camp in Mexico, and you don't hear about it on the news? And some people are saying that the Mexican president, oh, she's cleaning house over there. She ain't cleaning ish. Nothing. Dear me, that's right, cabron. Again, I can't even drink that much, way. Last time Fabian, when we did Too Much Game episode 1, he brought a 6-pack of Modelos. I drank 2, and they were hitting me. Matter of fact, we're gonna do episode 2 coming up, and that one is gonna be called Broke Mindsets. Broke Mindsets. Just remember I said that. Episode 2 is coming up in a couple days. That's gonna be with FC, and we're gonna title it Broke Mindsets. That way we can further educate the people that it really starts with your mentality and how can you overcome growing up in crazy obstacles and some of the most effed up situations. Stay tuned. Episode 2 of Too Much Game. Broke Mindsets. You're going to like it. George is back. That's right, homie. He says, what's up, New York is in the casa, man. There's Rasta all over the place, man. You were over there. Cinco de Mayo and Mexican Independence Day. They un chingo de cars all over the place, right? Like they will have right here, too. Every single year, man. Look at Daniel Gonzalez in the casa. That's right, my boy. I appreciate you, man. MTP4, he says, I'm everywhere, homie. Yeah. On Food Community and all that stuff. I feel like I think I might reach out to Top Food with the open sparring. Maybe send them a design. I think they're still doing promotions, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, why would you not, right? It's like cutting the pocket. I think I might send them over a flyer, the Food Community, for open sparring. Now, I mean, what's gonna happen at open sparring, gente, is everyone's gonna show up. Everyone is gonna be live. Okay, it's gonna be like a live thing. Everyone's gonna be live with their phones. Everyone's gonna be live, right? Bobby G is gonna be there. Okay, Bobby Garcia from the Garcia family is gonna be there. Okay, he'll be live. Of course, Loca, and if Loca wants to bring any friends, absolutely too. Let's just say Loca and friends. Loca and friends. That means anyone she comes with, she's gonna know. I'm automatically gonna be like, of course, let them in and let them hang out. You know what I mean? I just like to get a head count. Just make sure there's refreshments and some comida. You know, to do the formal thing, right? Everyone's gonna be live, and we're just gonna be running fades. I'm gonna run it with you. Are we running it? Let's run it. Are we gonna run it, Cholo? Are we run? That's exactly how it's gonna. And Cholo Trucker will be right there with his camera. Maybe he'll bring his boys. I haven't seen his boys in a minute since he got his second win on YouTube. Death Row, that's right, my boy. I appreciate you, cabrón. That's right, Michael Myers. I appreciate you. Wait, that's right. So yeah, he's American Cholo's having a field year. He's on top of it, right? Again, there's that little loose string. If you want to make something out of it, a little loose string, right? With whack, but that could be a conversation. I think that would be a great conversation. I think people would watch that conversation. I think that conversation would break a lot of numbers too. And why not have it? Since there's already a backstory, why not have it? It's gonna take someone reaching out, right? That's a third party and trying to make that conversation happen. I say, why not, man? Those are just really internet relations. Let's just call them internet relations, right? Because how much does that really spill over into not the internet? Not too much, man. Not too much. Most of the farm workers, I told them, don't get scared of nothing because they have papers. Over 80% of them do in Monterey County. Over 80% of the farm workers have papers. So it's a situation that's affecting one probably out of five, to be honest. The ice raids are affecting probably about 1 out of 5, man. 1 out of 5. He says, I'll fight Pinava. Look, it's going to be a blast. It's going to be good. It's going to be live. And we got to cut out because I want to see the Canelo fight. I just haven't really found out. There's a lot of information I'm trying to clarify on the Canelo fight. Some people are saying, no, Mikey, it's going to be on early. It's going to be on at lunch. It's going to be on at dinner. No. And some people are saying, no, it's going to be on live at that time, but they're not going to release it until the undercard at 5 o'clock. So I'm trying to find out because once I find out the Alvarez fight information, I'll know what time to tell anyone that wants to pull up, man. Raider Tommy, he's invited. Kimo Sabi, he's invited. Órale, Kimo. I appreciate you, cabrón. ¿Qué huele contigo, güey? ¿Qué huele, güey? ¿Qué onda, güey? ¿Qué has hecho, cabrón? Someone commented the other day, it was off this taquero video I did, Edna Modas, that she looks like Edna Mode in Incredibles. She burned the lady. Remember the taquero lady? The taquero lady, they worked out a number and all that. And her guess, she underestimated how much iban a comer. Her guess. And then, that was her first mistake. Her first mistake. This chick that wanted to burn the taquero lady. Her first mistake was not counting, was underestimating that the guests weren't going to eat that much. And her second mistake was she didn't know that she has to pay, what is the palabra. Now the taquero did say she doesn't do contracts. That's a mistake. Anyone that does business should at least have as a tool in their business DocuSign. And that DocuSign, there's 5, 10, there's probably hundreds maybe of different signature agencies. Tell me when it's done, girl. Is it done? Are you done? Huh? Okay, girl. Forgot even where was that. Mm-hmm. All right, that's a good one tonight too. That's the main event. That's right, cabrón. Who's fighting tonight? I like that left one away. All right, since you said that, let's see what's up, man. Because you know what? I didn't have cable. I shut the cable off when football season's over, bro. That's what I do. And then since I have Spectrum internet, and I got the fast one way, the 1 gig, they released it like barely 2 years ago, right? O sea, they brought it over here to Salas. They give me a little discount. It was supposed to be like 45 for like 100 channels, and you can keep swapping the channels up to 100 channels. They make it like 25, bro, because I have the internet bundle. But let me see. Where's it at, bro? PBC? Top rank? Which one? Wait. Kicking back, injury reserve, being toasted. Yeah, I am, man. I'm on the IR list right now. And fucking mums was going over my shoulders yesterday. I'm like, damn, this dude's putting wings on me. A la chingada, man. He's putting wings on me. This is probably the worst one because todo este brazo no tenía nada, güey. Nada de nada. Look at that. He put the wings on me. Look. Crazy. Well, let me know online. There's an app to fight free for the UFC. Yeah, wait. I used to do both. I used to have Fight Pass and that was for like at least 2-3 years. I kept it for a long time, a little time, 2-3 years, right? And then there was the other websites that you just donate feria and they'll let you see the stuff, right? I get that, right? That's not gonna go anywhere, right? Right. But UFC, bro, I don't even watch it no more because it lost all its stars, bro. You know, I seen Conor McGregor Diaz won. I went to Vegas for that fight, bro. I've flown out 3 or 4 times to go see BJ Penn fight, bro. Straight up. BJ Penn, my favorite all-time GOAT UFC fight. I flew out like 4 times. 1 or 2 times, I took my daughter or my son. Damn. Thank you, girl. Dame nomás una servilleta si puedes. Uh. And I would get ESPN Plus, and that would just be some boxing fights. También, that's his own app. Prelims on ahorita. Órale, I appreciate you. Sesame Street. That's right. Feathers tattoo. That's right, man. It's all feathers, man. It's águila. Águila could be any águila you want. Oh, some people say, what kind of águila is it? Bro, it's the águila that will fuck you up. That's the águila it is, right? But if you want to say, is it the brown one that was prophesied to sit on the cactus, like it's told on YouTube or however, right? That's why I like to have conversations with like Kiawi and different other indigenous, pues I call them historians, or you know, they've studied it. I haven't. They studied it. I like to have them on because we get to pick it. But if it was really brown, because just because it was painted on a flag brown doesn't mean the fucking eagle was brown. You know that. I don't know. But again, was I there? What do I know? Yeah. Mm, sick. You're right. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm out, you guys. I'll catch you guys on the replay. At least let me end it like this on the ice thing because people will be watching on the replay. If you're watching on the replay, you can go back and hear it anywhere along. You could drop a comment on anything that I said. No, I'll try to respond. As long as the ice thing goes, I'm not gonna move from the position that they're gonna tug on our heartstrings, and depending throughout this whole next 3 years, and then depending who's gonna be in the White House after that, they'll decide. That means the people that own the media, most of the media, 80% of it, they'll decide whether they want to keep fucking with us like puppets and a puppet master. But I'm out, you guys. I'll let you guys go. Enjoy the rest of your sábado. I'm out. I'm healing. I'll be good to go. And I'll catch you with Too Much Game episode 2. Broke mindsets. Broke mindsets. Episode 2. And then we'll have Chicano Street right after that. That's palabra. I'm out.